before they just exploded in the distance.
Mark down, mark down.
Go, go, go. It was just so intense.
I've never been so scared in my life.
Nuri, get the hell out of there!
I think it was the starting point to prove what is possible.
To survival at sea.
The door opens and someone goes and they vanish.
Ti farò divertire così tanto.
My name is Mark Visser. I'm a big wave surfer and ocean adventurer. I spend my time basically searching the world for the biggest waves I can find, unique waves, and really just trying to pioneer new ways of how we can actually get there. Most of the really cool waves or unique spots are really far out to sea, places where you're going to have to, strap reserve fuel to a wave runner, send a team out, really isolated spots, and some places are so isolated that we came to the conclusion that the only thing we could do was to put wave runners in a military aircraft and parachute them into where we wanted to go. So yeah, I really love the adventure of what I do and exploring the ocean. There's so much of the ocean that has been unexplored and just taking it to that next level. For me, reliability is the absolute key thing. If we're miles out to sea in the middle of like open ocean, dangerous environments, we need to know that we can trust in the gear that we've got. We need to know that our equipment is always going to be working and it's 100% reliable. I have so much faith in the Yamaha equipment to the point where I was offered a different contract from a competitor, and my conclusion was, well, it was a lot more revenue, and we were like, well, we can possibly take that deal and purchase Yamaha skis and debadge them in the sake of trying to salvage that thing, because knowing where we're going to be and, being in the situations I've been in, like we've literally dropped wave runners from 5,000 feet out of an aircraft and had a parachute fail and watched them hit the water at, crazy speeds and get buried under and come up, and there's not a dent in the hull and there's nothing wrong with the engine. So it's just a huge testament to the brand and everything about it, knowing that the quality is there and there's no other brand or product in the market that is close. And for us, when your life is literally on the line, money isn't an option. You would any day of the week take a pay cut to have something that is going to get you in the right place and get you out of there. You only have to go and talk to the maintenance team and ask them, especially groups that will look after a range of different crafts, and they'll just say every day of the week, wave runners, they're the most reliable, they're the easiest to work on, and for a customer wanting to buy something, you just want to be able to get something that can work, that can be maintained and looked after in any environment. And I think that's the biggest reason why we are so passionate about Yamaha and why we choose to use those wave runners. I just think it's reliability, and that's something that Yamaha has done so well. It's very simple, they're very simplistic in the way they're built. They're lighter than the other skis. The way they're set up is it's really smart, and it's engineered really smart. So many other models out there that claim to be faster and have a much higher top end speed and things like that. But when you're actually riding a wave runner in conditions, there's only so fast you can actually go, and those kind of things, you sacrifice so many other things like maneuverability. There's no other ski that I've ever driven that can handle the way a wave runner can. So things like that, to me, it's just like, the other ones might proclaim to be faster or have more horsepower, but they're heavier, or they just chew twice as much fuel, or they can't maneuver the same way. So it's really, there's going to be pros and cons for everything, but hands down, Yamaha wins. I've basically tested wave runners all around the world, like Nazare, the world's biggest wave in Portugal, Jaws in Hawaii, and I've been in situations where I've literally had a 40-foot, whitewash behind me and just pegging it and going as hard as I can, trying to get myself out of situations. And I've had HOs and SHOs, modified chips, all sorts of different aftermarket parts put in there, and the fact is they're actually not even as good as just the standard SVHO. So side by side, in a situation of chop or turbulent water underneath where a jet ski will cavitate, the SVHO will get you out of any situation. The hull is really stable, even though the GP is the fastest model. For us, for dangerous conditions, we need the stability of the SVHO to get out of situations and hold its line through heavy chop. That's normally the most ideal wave runner for those situations. Yeah, and I guess probably the only other modification we thought of was trying to make our wave runners look like an orca, because the last project we went to, we were airdropped into a place and the pilot sort of said he counted 14 great whites in that area, and we found out that the only thing that would deter a great white is an orca. So we were like, well, we want to make our wave runners look like orcas, give us the best chance we can have. Don't know if it works. We haven't come into a one-on-one battle yet with a great white, but hey, we'll give it all, give it all we've got.